Hi everyone, welcome back. If you've never seen one of my videos before, hi, I'm Gabby. So I'm super excited for today's video. I feel like I always say that, but this video has been in the works for a long time. I've had this video idea for like forever and I just haven't completed it. So we're doing that today. I've had the routine parts of this video filmed for a long time, but nothing's really changed. So this is what my skin looks like right now. As you can see, I still have acne scars and some redness. This is also what my skin looks like on a good day. So I still get breakouts occasionally and struggle with acne. But for me, my skin is in a really good place at the moment and has improved a lot. So I wanted to share everything I've been doing. So with all that being said, we can get into the routines. We will start with my morning routine. First step I do in the morning is cleanse my face. For this, I like to go in with the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. I love this one because it's very gentle and hydrating. Next, I'm going to go in with a toner. This one is from a Korean brand. So I apply this all over and be sure to take it down onto my neck. I like to use a vitamin C serum in the morning. This one is from Innisfree. I drop this directly onto my skin and spread it out evenly. Next is moisturizer. I love this one from Biossance. It's the Squalane and Omega Repair Cream. This is a mini I have of it. I dot this onto my face and blend it in. The last and most important step in my routine is sunscreen. A tip my dermatologist told me to ensure you're applying enough sunscreen is to use 3 to 4 finger lengths of product. So that's what I'm doing here. Then I spread this evenly across my face, taking it down onto my neck as well. This one is from Haruharu Wonder and it's the Black Rice Moisture Airy Lift Daily SPF 50. So that's my morning routine. As you can see, my skin looks very glowy and healthy. These are all the products I used in the routine. If you're curious or want to take a screenshot, I'll also have these listed in the description box below. Welcome to my night routine. We are starting off with the e.l.f. Balm Cleanser. I scoop out a little bit of this and warm it up in my hands so it melts into an oil. Then I apply this all over my face to remove my makeup and sunscreen. Then I rinse this off with water and pat my skin dry with a clean face cloth. We are double cleansing, so next is the Rhode Pineapple Refresh Daily Cleanser. Again, I apply this all over my face. As you can see, it emulsifies and lathers really well. Then I rinse with water and pat dry again, and now you can see my skin is very clean. Moving on to toner now. This is the Rhode Glazing Milk. I pour this onto the palm of my hand and apply it evenly all over my face and neck. I love using this at night because it's so nourishing and hydrating. Next, I'm going in with Retinol. I don't use this every night, but I try to use it once or twice a week to fade acne scars and prevent aging. I like to go in with a hydrating serum that will support my skin barrier. This is the Ceramide Barrier Serum from Cocokind. And then the very last step in my nighttime routine is moisturizer. For this, I'm using the Omega Water Cream from the Inkey list. So this is what my skin looks like at the end of the routine. I try to do this as early in the evening as I can so the products have time to sink in and be as effective as possible. Here's a clip of every product I used for the nighttime routine. For this part of the video, I'm going to talk you through all of my favorite skincare products. I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks. We're just going to talk all skincare. I'm going to tell you everything that's helped me. And I've been on quite a journey with my skin. If you've been watching my videos since the beginning, then you will have seen my skin go through a lot of different phases. I've had acne since I was a teenager, probably like 12, 13. Basically, as soon as I hit puberty, I started getting really mild acne and it would go through phases. It would get better, it would get worse. So everything I'm going to talk about is things that you can do at home. Lots of it is just skincare products, some self-care tips, and then also like supplements and natural things that you can do. So all of the things I'm going to talk about you can implement at home. So before we get into it, I'll tell you a little bit about my skin. I am acne prone. Like I just said, my skin is really sensitive, really reactive. I can't use a lot of different products. I have to be really diligent with products that I'm bringing into my routine and trying. If I try a new product that my skin does not like and it doesn't have good ingredients, I will get acne, and not just like a little spot. Like my skin can flare up and I can get acne all over my face from it. I can also get rashes. I have to be really careful, so I feel like a lot of the products that I'm going to recommend you guys are foolproof. I don't have any serious issues like eczema, dermatitis, anything like that, so I can't speak in terms of that, but if you find you have really sensitive skin and everything breaks you out or irritates your skin, I'm gonna have some good products for you. So I'm gonna run you through all the products that I've tried and loved. I obviously don't use all of these. Some of them I don't even have anymore, but I just want to give you guys all the options, and then you can pick the ones that you think will be best for your routine. And then lastly, a little disclaimer before we get into it. Of course, I'm not a dermatologist or medical professional. I'm not a total skincare expert. This is just what has worked for me. I have seen professionals before. I've gone to 3 different dermatologists, and I watch so many skincare videos on social media. So that's about the extent of my skincare knowledge. So just take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. If you have serious concerns with your skin, always go see a dermatologist. It might take you a bit to find a good one, but I would always recommend seeing a professional if you're really struggling with your skin. Anyway, I hope what I have to say will help you guys. I will start talking you guys through the products now. I'm going to section this off by how I would do the steps in my routine, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start with cleansers, go to toners, go to serums, go to actives, moisturizers, SPFs, all of that. So we're going to start with cleansers. I'm a big fan of double cleansing. I would say it's very important to double cleanse just to make sure that you're properly removing makeup, sunscreen. Double cleansing is just going to really ensure that you get a really good cleanse and your skin is actually clean. So at nighttime especially, I always double cleanse. In the morning, you don't need to double cleanse. You don't even really need to cleanse your face at all. It all depends on your skin, but you'll see that in the routine parts of the video. Even if I'm not wearing makeup that day, I always double cleanse. I think it's so important. So I have 2 products that I like to use first for my first cleanse. Very first product is a cleansing balm. I love cleansing balms. I feel like anything oil based is so good at removing makeup, especially if you wear waterproof eye makeup. You need a cleansing balm or cleansing oil. This one's my favorite. This is from e.l.f. Very affordable. This is the Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. I've tried so many cleansing balms, and I feel like this one is my favorite and at the best price point. So really good product. I do think this has fragrance in it, but it doesn't stay on my skin, so I don't mind, and it doesn't irritate my skin, so that's fine. When I'm going through all these products, I'm going to mention fragrance-free a lot because fragrance is very irritating for a lot of people's skin, especially mine. Most of the products I use don't have fragrance. And then I'm also going to mention a term called PPC. That means potential pore cloggers. So that is just a list of ingredients that has the potential to clog your pores and cause acne, cause irritation. So when I'm looking for products, I always check the ingredients and I try to look for things like fragrance-free, non-comedogenic, and then I'll run the ingredient list on 2 different websites that I'll have linked down below, and that checks for PPCs. So all of those things determine if I think I should add a product into my routine and actually try it. I'll never just pick a product off the shelf or order it online and not look at the ingredients and put it on my skin. For me, that's just a recipe for disaster. I have to be really diligent about ingredients, so that's kind of how I figure out if my skin has a good chance of reacting to it or not. So this does have fragrance in it, but this doesn't stay on my skin, so like I said, I don't find it irritating. If you don't know what a balm cleanser is, it comes in a solid form, but it breaks down into an oil. So as soon as you put it on your hands, the warmth from your hands will melt it into an oil. It'll instantly remove your makeup. It also doesn't cloud your vision or give you that like film across your eyes. If you've tried a lot of cleansing balms, you'll know what I mean. But lots of them, once you start removing your eye makeup, you can't see. You open your eyes, your vision's all cloudy and blurry. It'll stay on your skin. Sometimes it'll leave a film behind. This one doesn't do that. To me, it's not worth it to spend $50–$60 on a cleansing balm because it's not staying on your skin. Like I'll apply this, immediately rinse it and go on to my next step. So to me, it's just like throwing money down the drain, and cleansing balms are really expensive. And this one's honestly better than a lot of the high-end ones I've tried. So really recommend this. Since discovering this, I haven't gone back to any other ones. Another one that I like that is a balm oil hybrid. This product's really unique and it is very expensive, so this is like a treat for me. I don't always have this product, but I really love it. This is from Eldridge. This is the Skin Enhancing Treatment Cleanser. You can also use this as a face mask. This to me is like pure luxury, and it's a very bougie product. I don't use this all the time. It's when my skin is struggling or I just want to treat myself. It does break down into an oil, but it's very thick. And I just love the consistency of it. It feels so luxurious, so nourishing on your skin, and it makes your skin so soft as well. Breaks down makeup. This will remove everything, but when you rinse it off, your skin will feel so hydrated. I'll put this on my skin and leave it for about 2 minutes minimum. I try to leave it for like 5 or even more than that, and when I rinse it off, my skin feels amazing. This is not a necessity for me. I would not use this just to remove makeup because it's very expensive, but if you're looking to treat yourself and you struggle with a lot of dryness and irritation, hydration. This is so calming, so nourishing, very hydrating. So if you have problem skin, I would say try this because it's very good. All right, next we're gonna get into some more cleansers. These are gel water-based cleansers. Honestly, anything else that isn't an oil or balm cleanser. So first one I'm gonna talk about is from the brand InnBeauty. I really love this skincare brand. This is the Keep It Clean Hydrating Gel Cleanser. I do love foaming cleansers because they make your skin feel super clean after, but most of them are very stripping, very drying. I always just rinse them off. My skin is like tight and is just begging for hydration. This is so unique because it foams and gives you that really nice cleanse, but it's so hydrating after. Your skin will be smooth, doesn't irritate my skin, has really good ingredients. As you can see, I have barely any left. I need a refill. I never hear anyone talk about this cleanser or this brand really in general, but this product is so good. Next, this one is a really good cleanser if you have very reactive skin. If you've tried everything with no luck, try this cleanser. I'm pretty much 100% confident it's not going to irritate your skin. This is from Vanicream, and this is the Gentle Facial Cleanser. This is not going to do anything spectacular, but it is just the nicest, gentlest cleanser. If you want something just super basic, go for this. I've been using this for a few months now, and I don't know what took me so long to try it because this is so good. Very similar to CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser, which I'll talk about in a minute here, but this is just so good if you have really sensitive skin. Very affordable price too. Next is a cleanser from Naturium. This is the Niacinamide Cleansing Jelly 3%. It's a gel, but it's an interesting consistency. I'll maybe try and show you guys. It kind of like emulsifies, but not to like a complete bubbly foam. I feel like you have to try it to understand what I'm talking about, but I love this cleanser. So good for a second cleanse. These two were my go-to cleansers for probably a year and a half, 2 years. Very good, both good in the shower. This one's a little bit more expensive. It's like $45 in Canada. Next is a cleanser that I've been using since I was 15, 16. This is like a long-time favorite of mine. I always have one of these cleansers. This is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. So good. Very similar to Vanicream. If you've tried everything and your skin is so reactive, this is so gentle. It doesn't foam. It's more of a very hydrating cream, and it just makes your skin feel so soft, and it's very calming. This is super basic, very simple. So if you're looking for something like that, then I would try this. I feel like everyone has tried CeraVe. There's a reason it works. It's very gentle and good for sensitive skin. If my skin is freaking out, I will go back to this because I know I'm not gonna have any issues, and it's gonna heal some of the damage and help repair my skin. I wanted to talk about the Rhode cleanser. I love this cleanser. This has become a staple in my routine. This is the Pineapple Refresh PGA Daily Cleanser. So PGA stands for polyglutamic acid. I love that ingredient. I tried the polyglutamic acid from the Inkey list, and the next day my skin was amazing. If you have texture or your skin's dry, really rough and bumpy, I would try that because I find it just smooths texture and makes your skin feel so soft. So when I heard that that ingredient was in this cleanser, I was very excited to try it. So cosmetically elegant and has this glorious consistency where it foams and like emulsifies, but not in like a bubbly or stripping way. It just cleanses your skin, but you feel so soft and like rejuvenated after. Also very good for like a second cleanse or even a first cleanse because this does remove makeup pretty good, but I do like to have this on my skin and not use it to remove makeup. But so good. Hailey Bieber killed it with this. I feel like Rhode is definitely worth the hype. I've tried a lot of her products and they're so good. So she does know what she's doing, and I feel like it's refreshing to see a celebrity skincare makeup brand actually be high quality, and it seems like she actually cares about her products and uses them and is knowledgeable about ingredients and everything. So I love Hailey Bieber, and I was so excited that this was such a hit. Next, this is more of a treatment cleanser. This is the Acne Foaming Cleanser, and it has 4% benzoyl peroxide gel. This is great if you have acne or texture. If you have those little bumps on your forehead or you get stubborn acne, I don't use this all the time, but when my skin is struggling, this is really good. A note with this, it will stain your washcloths. Because of the peroxide in it, it'll bleach them. So if you have gray hand towels, they'll turn orange. I told my friend that and it was hilarious because she was like, what? That's why they're stained. I was trying to figure out what was bleaching them. If you use this product, get white washcloths or just use ones that you don't care about. I find a lot of ingredients that say they're gonna help acne don't actually help acne, and a lot of them just make it worse. That's been my experience. Benzoyl peroxide is an ingredient that will actually help my acne. So this is the one that I recommend. I've also tried Panoxyl. I like this one a little better. I find it's a little more hydrating and a little bit more effective, but Panoxyl is very comparable. So you could use either of those, but This one I do like a little bit more. All right, so those are all the cleansers that I love. We're gonna move on to toners now. Toners, I just go for hydration, so I'll show you my favorite ones. Starting with the drugstore option, this is from Bioma. This is the Hydrating Milky Toner. Love this product, very good price point. It's so luxurious on the skin, layers really good with other products. It's so good in the winter when your skin's really dry, so I use this all the time. This is a really good dupe for the Rhode Glazing Milk. I am gonna mention that product next. I am obsessed with the Rhode Glazing Milk. I just ran out and I have another one coming in, but I haven't received it yet. Since discovering that product, kind of like the cleanser, I always need one. I think it's so nourishing. The consistency is beautiful. I use it every day. When you put it on, it just sinks into your skin instantly and it feels so hydrating, so nourishing. My favorite toner in this category is the Rhode Glazing Milk. That is probably the best product from Rhode, I would say, but this is a close second. If you don't want to pay the money for the Rhode, I'd say this is a pretty close dupe and will give you the same effect. It's a hydrating toner, so this will do the same thing. Another option I have, this one is a little bit more on the pricey end, but I do think it is really good. This is the Dr. Jart Vital Hydra Solution Hydro Plump Treatment Essence Toner, kind of same thing. This one's more hyaluronic acid heavy, where I feel like the other ones are more ceramides. This is like a drink of water for your skin. If you struggle with dryness, dehydration, this is amazing. It is expensive, but I feel like it is worth the money if you are dehydrated. If you have normal skin, then I'd say you wouldn't need this. This is the toner that I've been using for my morning routine. I don't dislike it by any means, but I just find that it doesn't really do much. And when I use my normal toners, they're so hydrating and so nourishing that when I use this, I'm kind of missing that effect because I don't find this one is as hydrating. This does make the texture of your skin really nice and it works good with vitamin C, which I usually apply in the morning, but I don't find like it's anything special. So this I probably wouldn't repurchase. I just don't think it does anything amazing for my skin. Next, I am going to get into serums and treatments. So I'm going to start with hydrating ones that are good for hydration or barrier support. So first one is from Cocokind. This is the Ceramide Barrier Serum. Very good drugstore price point. This has such good ingredients. I was amazed when I tried this. If you're struggling with acne, irritation, if your skin's freaking out or you've compromised your skin barrier, you need this. So good. My skin loves this. I noticed such a big difference when I started using this and I became obsessed with it. I was using it every day because my skin would just feel so healthy when I was using it. So I can't recommend this enough. I love this serum. This is from Innisfree. This is the Green Tea Seed Hyaluronic Serum. This is so nice as well. Very silky. I love the consistency. They're just so good, non-irritating. They actually hydrate your skin and do something. Another one that's really good is from the brand Bioma. This is the Hydrating Serum. Nothing too crazy. This is just a hydrating serum. It works. I do reach for these two more, but this one is very good. And if you like drugstore products, this one's easy to get your hands on and it's good as well, very effective. I used to use the ordinary hyaluronic acid and I feel like this one is better and more effective. So very good drugstore option. Next, let's talk vitamin C. Vitamin C is an ingredient that I could just not get on with. It took me so long to find vitamin C products that I found didn't irritate my skin and actually did something. If you don't know what vitamin C does, it's supposed to brighten your skin. When I started using a vitamin C that was actually effective, I did notice my old acne scars were lifting and not so dark, which was so nice. I feel like it does help with acne scars. So that was kind of the reason why I wanted to implement it. I also don't think it's worth your money to spend a lot of money on vitamin C because a lot of them, the way they're packaged, they're just not stable. Like even this one, because it has a dropper, I feel like I go through it quickly just so that it doesn't go off. If your vitamin C starts to stink, change color, not work, it's probably because it went off. So if you just can't get on with vitamin C, I'd say you don't need it. You can replace vitamin C with retinol or azelaic acid. I never know how to say that term. However, the two that I found that are effective that I'll use is firstly from the brand Innisfree. This is the Green Tea Enzyme Vitamin C Brightening Facial Serum. Non-irritating. I feel like it actually does something and it reacts very well with other skincare products. I can put this on and layer makeup over top. Very, very good. I love this one. And then the second one I want to talk about I don't have right now, but it's from the brand InnBeauty. I believe it's called Green Machine. That was the first vitamin C that I tried that actually did something. I tried that, was using it consistently for probably about a week or two and I already noticed results. So that one's really good. But same thing, it has the like pipette dropper packaging and I feel like it just goes off very soon. And that one's a little bit more expensive than this one. And for it to not last very long, I just feel like sometimes it's not worth it. But if you want a product that is very effective and you'll use it frequently, then the Green Machine from InnBeauty is very good. And then lastly, like I mentioned earlier, I love the polyglutamic acid from the Inkey list. If my skin cannot hold hold on to moisture, then I really use this, especially in the winter. Sometimes I'll be applying hydrating products and it's almost like they're not penetrating or going into my skin. This helps with that. I believe that's kind of the tagline usually with polyglutamic acid, is it helps lock in moisture. So if you're struggling with that, I would give this a try. Really, really good product. Next, we're going to talk about retinol. So when I was seeing a dermatologist, she was trying to get me on retinol because it does really help with acne scars. I have very, very fair skin, as you can see. So acne scars linger, they stay around for a long time. It's very easy for a spot to look super red because I'm so fair. So I'm always looking for things that help fade acne scars, and retinol is supposed to be really good for that. Retinol is also one of the only proven ingredients that actually helps anti-aging. I do think retinol is important. This one that I'm going to mention is more on the pricey side, but I use it sparingly and you don't need very much. So I feel like it's worth it, and I will repurchase this because a lot of the retinols I've tried are not good. It took me a really long time to find one, and it was also painful to find a good retinol that worked because a lot of them would just irritate my skin. This is from Kiehls. This is the Retinol Skin Renewing Daily Microdose Serum. It says clinically tested to steadily promote skin revitalization and visibly improve firmness, reduce the look of wrinkles, and refine texture while minimizing discomfort effects, including visible redness and peeling due to dry skin. So this one I find doesn't make my skin peel. I feel like that was the issue with retinol, or if you've tried tretinoin. Differin gel was what I was using that my dermatologist prescribed me, which the Differin gel did work and I was able to get it to be effective without peeling my skin. This one I find is just so easy to use because I don't have to worry about that. I know the peeling goes away after a while once you do your skin cycling and your skin gets used to it, but I just don't want peeling skin, and I find that this one doesn't do that. It's gentle but still effective, and I just think it's such a nice consistency as well. It's kind of this light yellow color, and then it just blends out into like a gel consistency. It almost feels like cooling on the skin, and I feel like it helps with my dryness instead of making me dry. This also layered with hydrating products is so good. I feel like that's my tip when using retinol, is if you use it with other really hydrating products that say they're for barrier support and have ceramides, you won't have peeling and dryness or irritation, probably anyway. I mean, your skin can react to anything, but that's kind of how I combat the dryness and peeling, is by using really hydrating products with my retinol. And I don't use retinol very often at all. I use it the most once a week. I know you're supposed to use it like every 2 days and try and work your way up. I just haven't been able to do that yet. I'm working on it. Maybe as I get older, I will try a little bit harder, but like I said, when my skin is good, I don't push it, and I feel like sometimes if I overuse this, then I will have issues, and it's also very expensive, so I don't like using this like 3 times a week because I don't want to repurchase it, if I'm gonna be totally honest with you. We'll get into exfoliation. Exfoliation is something that I found my skin does not like. Lots of people can exfoliate their skin 2-3 times a week, maybe even every day, which I don't recommend, but some people's skin can tolerate that. Mine cannot. The most I will exfoliate is once a week. Sometimes once every 2 weeks I exfoliate. I don't do it very often. When I was younger, I would try to exfoliate a lot, and that was why my skin was always irritated, which is something that I've learned as I've gotten older. So these are very, very gentle exfoliating products that I'm going to talk about. The first ones I'm going to talk about are very good if, like me, your skin does not like being exfoliated, because these are very gentle, and I'm very confident that anyone could try these and not have a reaction. These are the facial radiance pads from First Aid Beauty, and they help exfoliate, tone, and brighten. Comes in a jar like this, and they're pre-soaked pads. So they're just little cotton rounds that are soaked in the product or solution, and you just run them all across your face as an exfoliating product. I love these. I've been using these since I was a teenager, and I always just come back to them. Anytime I've tried something that's stronger, my skin doesn't like it. So this is enough for my skin, and if it's all my skin can tolerate, that's fine. And I find they're effective also, like they do exfoliate your skin. Also very convenient how they're already pre-soaked pads, because you just run them all over your face, throw them out, you're done. This product is a staple for me when it comes to exfoliation. The best liquid exfoliant I've tried. Next, I'm going to talk about a physical exfoliant, which I normally wouldn't recommend. Like I said, I have very sensitive skin. Physical exfoliants are usually no-go for me. Like scrubs, never. I used to use scrubs when I was a teenager and wonder why my skin was so irritated. That's why. I know there's some that are better now, but still I'm terrified to try them because they just make my skin so dry and irritated. Also, when you have acne, it just hurts to be running a grainy scrub across your acne. This one, however, is the only physical exfoliant I've tried that is gentle but effective and just so good. I never hear anyone talk about this. It's also a drugstore product. This will also last you forever. Like, I wonder if this is expired. Oh, it says it lasts for 2 years. Okay, that's good. I've had this forever. This is from the brand Indeed. This is the Exfoliator 2. This is a powder, and then you mix it with water and it creates like a really creamy scrub. This is so good because sometimes I still crave the act of exfoliating with a scrub because it does feel really good on your skin and it feels like you're really getting all that dead skin off. This will give you that effect, but not peel your skin off. So I really recommend this. It's so gentle and you need a very little amount. If I want to scrub my face, this is the only thing I use. Also, if you have acne, running this over your acne, it's more creamy than gritty, if that makes sense. So good. I cannot recommend this enough. Love this product. Next, I'm going to go through the moisturizers that I love. I'm very excited to talk about these because moisturizers are the hardest to get right. Most of them are too rich. They just break me out. So these are all acne prone safe, sensitive skin approved. This is going to be a good category. I'm going to start with more affordable drugstore. I'm going to work my way up in price point. So we're going to start with gel moisturizers. This is the first one I have to talk about. This is from Bioma. This is the moisturizing gel cream. Simple gel moisturizer. Is hydrating enough, but also still lightweight. Love this in the summer. If you're someone who has normal, combination, even oily skin, I would get a gel moisturizer instead of a regular one. Mixes well with other skincare products. Also really like the packaging, how it comes in a pump, and affordable price point. So this one's very good. Next, if you're into Korean skincare, this is another one of my favorite gel moisturizers. This is from the brand Burrito. This is the Oat In Calming Gel Cream. It says it soothes and calms skin, provides refreshing hydration for sensitive skin. It's a good description for it. Honestly, it's very light, very water-based, if that makes sense. If you've ever tried a moisturizer that's marketed as a water cream, this is very similar. You put it on your skin and it almost just feels like water. If you hate the feeling of products on your skin, this is a good one to try, and very simple. I feel like guys would really like this because it doesn't really feel like you're wearing anything. So if you buy Korean skincare, I feel like this one is worth a try. Another gel moisturizer that I love that I forgot to mention is the Omega Water Cream from the Inkey list. I don't have that one right now just because I have these two gel moisturizers, but I do really love that moisturizer, and I think I use that in the nighttime routine of this video, but I do love that moisturizer and I totally would repurchase it. Very simple, just water-based gel moisturizer, and it is very affordable, so that one's awesome as well. I love the Inkey list in general. I think they kill it with a lot of their products. This one is not drugstore, but I feel like it's drugstore pricing. This is from the Inkey list. This is the Bioactive Ceramide Repairing and Plumping Moisturizer. Very long name. This moisturizer is so good. This performs like a high-end moisturizer. The consistency of this is so gorgeous. Let me show you. If you love like a rich, thick moisturizer, you're gonna love this. It's rich and nourishing, but not overwhelming for my skin, which is so hard to find when you're acne prone. Most of the moisturizers that actually give my skin the hydration it wants are also just too rich that they break me out. So I feel like that's always a hard thing to combat. I can't say enough good things about this moisturizer. I love this. This is also from the brand InnBeauty, or I guess it's InnBeauty Project. I think a lot of their products are made in Korea, which makes sense, but I love this brand. Anyway, this is the 10+10 moisturizer infused with 10% peptide complex and 10% vitamin C complex and ceramides. This is a vitamin C moisturizer, so I usually use this in the morning versus at night, just because if I'm ever using retinol or actives at night, I don't want to mix vitamin C with that. So I'd say just be aware of the vitamin C in here. But this in the morning is glorious. This under makeup is so good. This to me has the perfect consistency. It's somewhat thick, but not too much. If you use this consistently, you'll really notice a difference in your skin. Your skin will just feel so smooth and soft. There's actually this trial kit from InnBeauty. It has the moisturizer, the cleanser that I talked about, the Green Machine Vitamin C that I talked about, and then their Hydrating Serum. My skin was freaking out 2 summers ago, and I bought that kit, used exclusively that skincare for I think a month. My skin totally turned around, felt so healthy. So if you're really struggling, I would just recommend looking into this brand and using their full skincare line because their products are really good. They're effective, but also gentle at the same time. Really love this brand. Can't say enough good things about InnBeauty. Next is probably one of the most expensive products in this whole video. This to me is pure luxury. I love this product. I'm obsessed with it, and it does hurt me that I like it so much because it's so expensive. This is hard to buy. This is from the brand Biossance. This is the Squalane and Omega Repair Cream. It makes my skin feel so good. If my skin is just dull, not really looking that great, when I have winter skin is what I call it, this just turns it around. My skin feels amazing. It just feels so good to apply. Sometimes you just want a really nice, expensive moisturizer. And I'm talking about this one because I feel like it is actually worth the money. Some moisturizers, you know, they're $100 and they don't even do anything for your skin. This one I will actually spend the money on. If you want a more affordable option, this one is very, very similar. I always say this one's the dupe for this one. I got it for a points perk at Sephora. So if you can find that on your app, then I would say try it. I think you have to use like 300 points to get a mini of this. And it also comes with an eye cream, but I don't like eye cream, so you should just give that to my mom. But I was using my points to get the minis of these because I didn't want to buy the full size. And then when they had a 20% off sale, I finally bought it, and I use this sparingly because I don't want it to run out. But this moisturizer is so good, and probably the only really high-end one I've tried that I find is really worth it. So this is expensive and very bougie, but if you're looking for something like that and you want to treat yourself, this one is worth your money. Next, we're gonna get into probably the most important category. This is sunscreen. If you're not wearing sunscreen, everything else you do does not matter. And it took me a little bit to realize this. I feel like when you're a teenager, you can hear that and it doesn't really sink in. Like when I was a teenager, I thought I didn't have to wear sunscreen unless I was at the beach or actively tanning. Like going to a beach or pool where I knew the sun was gonna be directly on me for long periods of time. Wrong. You always need sunscreen, even if you live somewhere like Saskatchewan where it's cold and you don't see sun. Sunscreen is also amazing for acne prone skin. It has so many things that'll help your acne, so I can't stress this enough. Wear your sunscreen and wear the right amount. My biggest recommendation is Korean sunscreen. It's cheaper. They are significantly better. Like, I mean significantly. I will never go back to a sunscreen from Sephora or the drugstore since trying Korean, and there's so many brands to choose from. They're all amazing. I honestly have not tried one that hasn't been good, so I'm going to talk you through my favorite ones. First one I'm going to talk about is a classic. I feel like this went viral online. This is from Beauty of Josiane. This is the Aqua Fresh version, which is a newer range that they came out with. This sunscreen is amazing. I like the regular version. I got the Aqua Fresh because I wanted to try it. This is very similar to the original, but even lighter. This just totally dissipates into your skin. As soon as you apply this, it feels like you have nothing on your skin. It blends out instantly. I feel like the main problem with sunscreens is they just stay on your skin and never blend out and leave a white cast. Korean sunscreens don't do that. They're amazing. They have beautiful consistencies. They make your skin all glowy. No matter what skin type you have, you'll love the Beauty of Josiane ones. This one's very good if you like something super, super lightweight or you have combo oily skin. Next is from the brand Her. This is the Weightless Sun Fluid. This is gorgeous. This underneath makeup, so, so good. Sometimes I'll just go in with vitamin C and then apply this over the top, and it's so hydrating that I can skip moisturizer. It's so, so good. I'll show you guys a little bit. I'm kind of running low on this. These are all going to be very similar. Again, just blends into nothing. A little bit thicker than the Beauty of Josiane, but so, so silky. Amazing under makeup and with other products. And I also love the packaging. It's very compact. These are also both SPF 50. So those are the two sunscreens I have on the go right now. Another all-time favorite of mine is from the brand Madagascar Centella. This is a backup I have of it. It looks like this. This is the Madagascar Centella Hyaluronic Water Fit Sun Serum SPF 50. Very similar to the other ones. So lightweight, blends in amazingly. Makes your skin feel so hydrated and glowy. The one I use in the morning routine of this video is also amazing. That one's from Haruharu. I don't know how you say that one. That one's a little bit thicker, so if you have dry skin, I feel like you'll really like that one. And then also another one of my favorites that's so good for acne prone skin. Also, if your skin's really dehydrated, I feel like you'll love it. It's called Dr. Cerulean. There's also another brand that I love that's called Skinic, S-C-I-N-I-C. Their sunscreens are so cheap. Like, I mean $5 cheap, and they're so good. I'll list all my favorites in the description box below. Main point of this section is sunscreen and Korean sunscreen. I cannot stress that enough. They're so, so good. Next are just extra products that don't really fit into any categories, but I wanted to mention them. The first thing is pimple patches. The best ones are from the brand Rael Beauty, which is R-A-E-L. You can get them on Amazon. All pimple patches have the same ingredient, which is hydrocolloid, something like that. All the pimple patches essentially work the same, but the Rael Beauty ones stay on your skin and are the most effective. Their packaging is also so good, which sometimes it's just the little things that make a product so good. Now, I don't have nails on right now, but sometimes I do, and I find pimple patches are so hard to get off of these little sheets. These have this little slit so that when you go to take a pimple patch off, you literally just pull it apart like that, and see how the pimple patch is already coming off. So easy to take off these little sheets. They're so easy to apply. They stay on and they are effective. So if you're looking for good pimple patches, these are the only ones that I would recommend. And I believe you get 96 in a box for like $25, $28, which I think is pretty good. But those are the best ones that I've tried. So don't even look at the other brands. Just get the ones from Real Beauty. They're the best. Next, let's talk lips. The only product that will actually heal cracked, dry lips is Aquaphor. I do have a lot of fancy other lip balms, but nothing will compare to my Aquaphor. I have this giant tub of it. In the winter, I will put this in other areas, such as like around my nose. You can use it anywhere. Aquaphor. I love it forever. I love these for like a little self-care night. These are the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Hydra Gel Eye Patches. These are just little gel eye patches that you put under your eyes. So refreshing. They just feel nice when you're struggling with dark circles. They're not going to help the dark circles go away, but they are going to hydrate your skin and they do feel amazing. So good self-care. Sometimes you need stuff like that. And then when it comes to face masks, these I just discovered and they're so good. So I want to tell you guys about them. They're from the brand Biossance. These ones and the pink collagen ones. You can get either of those and they're pretty comparable. These ones don't stay on your skin as well. Like you have to lay back or they'll fall off your skin because they're so like slippy and just soaked with product. These will actually hydrate your skin and they just feel amazing. In winter, I feel like these are a must. You can get a pack of these, which there's 4 sheet masks in here on Amazon for $30, 25. These are affordable and very effective. So I thought I'd mention these as well. And then the last product that I want to mention is actually a supplement. It is the supplement from Clear Stem. I don't have it with me right now. It's downstairs. I'll maybe do some cutaway clips of me showing it, but it is expensive. I think it's like $50 or $60 for me to get in Canada. I heard a girl say online that it's like a natural Accutane that's not that insanely strong, but it does really, really help my skin. And it has a lot of things that help prevent acne and just keep you healthy. I feel like since taking that product, my skin has changed for the better. I think it's so good. I am not a doctor by any means, so obviously look into that supplement and you can always discuss it with your doctor, but I've taken that and really noticed a difference in my skin. So if you're struggling, I would try that and see if it helps. And then another supplement that I feel like has really helped my skin is just taking a probiotic. If you're not on a probiotic, I would really recommend that. Alright, so those are all the products that I wanted to talk you guys through. I'm going to get into some tips. These are more just things that I think you can try in addition to having a good skincare routine. So the first is changing out your washcloth. I use a different washcloth every time I cleanse my face. Also, you can get those ones that are essentially just paper towels. If your skin is super reactive, then I would recommend those as well. I don't buy those just because I feel like they're so wasteful. I just can't really get behind it because it seems so wasteful to me to basically use a paper towel to wash your face and throw it out immediately. I would just recommend making sure you're using a clean washcloth. I mean, I think that's self-explanatory, but sometimes it's the things that you don't think about that might be breaking you out. And then to go along with that, since I've mentioned having no fragrance in your skincare, I think it's really important to not have fragrance in your detergent. So if you use a heavily fragranced detergent, you're essentially just rubbing that on your face. Just eliminating fragrance from your laundry detergent and soap as well can help. Like I said, I'm just telling you guys everything so that if you have a lot of struggles with your skin, you can try it all. Just giving you guys all the options, but if you're really struggling, that's something else to try. Use sunscreen and wear enough. I did talk about that in the sunscreen portion of this video. You should have 3 finger lengths of sunscreen. I do 4 because the 4th one is for my neck. That's a good rule of thumb if you don't know how much to apply. So don't worry about applying too much. You essentially can't. It'll sink in. And you also want to reapply, which I feel like is hard, especially when you're wearing makeup, but that's important, especially if I'm on vacation or it's summer. I will reapply my sunscreen. And then next tip is to do your skincare a few hours before bed. I used to do my skincare right before bed, and then I realized that the skincare was probably just going directly onto my pillow and not sinking into my skin. So if you can come home, wash your face, do your skincare right away, and then give your skin at least 3-4 hours to have that sink in before you go to bed, that's going to be way better for your skin. You're going to see more benefits, especially if you're spending a lot of money and investing in a skincare routine. You want the products to work and you want them to do the most for you. So I would recommend doing your skincare as soon as you can in the night just to get the full effect. My next tip is to focus on hydration and barrier support over actives. I touched on this a little bit earlier, but do what your skin can tolerate. Don't look at what other people are doing. Don't feel like you have to exfoliate exfoliate or use retinol like 2-3 times a week or every other night, if your skin seems to not be able to handle it, don't do it. As soon as I started doing that, I noticed such a change in my skin for the better, and everyone's skin is so different. Do what works for your skin. I think it's so important to prioritize your skin barrier over exfoliation, actives, any anti-aging products, because if the barrier isn't healthy, all those products aren't going to do anything. It's just going to cause more irritation. So that's another tip I have for you, is focus on barrier support first. When it comes to retinol, this is another tip, only use a pea size amount. Using more is not going to make it more effective. It's probably just going to make it more irritating. So that was a big like aha moment for me. When I apply retinol, I use very, very little, and it's still effective because it's such a potent ingredient. So another tip is less is more. If you find a skincare routine that works for your skin, stick to it. Be consistent. You don't need to be cycling through a lot of different products, trying a lot of things. I've talked about so many products in this video. Please do not go and buy all those products and use all of them in tandem. That's not what I'm recommending. I'm giving you guys all the options so you can look through 5 moisturizers and pick the one that's going to be best for you. Stick to a steady routine. That's going to be the best thing for your skin. Using more products is not better for your skin. I want to stress that. Most people's skin is going to react better to a simple, consistent routine. Next tip is to spend at least 2 minutes cleansing your skin. Use this as self-care. You can play a song that you know is 2-3 minutes, and that can help you time it. This is going to help you really remove your makeup, and it's also just good self-care to slow down and take your time doing your skincare routine. I feel like a lot of times as humans we have the tendency to rush through things, and if you're stressed and rushing, your skin is not going to be at a calm state, and it's not going to be good for your nervous system, which is something else I won't get into. But you always want to be calm and stress-free when you're doing your skincare, because I feel like that makes a difference. So just make sure you're taking your time, and it's also good to take time in between steps. So if you apply your toner, wait a minute if you can to make sure it sinks in before you go to the next product. That's something that my dermatologist told me that I feel like most people don't do. Like, I would cleanse, go right in with toner, go right in with serum, and I feel like my skin wasn't absorbing it. So if you can take your time doing your skincare routine, that's going to give you optimal results as well. Also, this seems self-explanatory. Bring your skincare down your neck. When I was a teenager, I would only use my skincare on my face, and I would just leave my neck bone dry. I don't know why I was doing that. Your neck needs the skincare too. Even if you can bring it down to like your décolletage, that's good as well. Next tip is to add products into your skincare routine one at a time. If you try a brand new skincare routine with 5-6 products you've never tried before and your skin reacts, you're not going to know which product your skin is reacting to. So what I would do is, you have your routine. Let's say you want to try a new cleanser. Add in the new cleanser, use that for a week with the serum moisturizer you're used to, and then if you have no reactions by the next week, you can keep adding until you have a completely different skincare routine. Now we're going to talk about PPCs. There are still products that I love that have 1, 2, maybe even 3 PPCs. So that's another tip I have for you, is don't take this as like gospel. If you've been using a product for 5 years, your skin loves it, no reactions, you put it into either of these websites and it comes back with pore cloggers, doesn't mean you can't use it. It just is telling you things that could possibly irritate your skin. Like I said, everyone's skin is different. Some people can use products, they'll be effective, and those PPCs aren't gonna affect them. So for me, it's just a helpful tool and a guideline for when I'm trying new products. It is super helpful, but I don't think you need to obey it completely, if that makes sense. Next is make sure you're washing your makeup brushes regularly if you're a makeup wearer. I do this every week, sometimes even twice a week, just because I wear makeup almost every day, and I feel like it really helps my skin. If I don't wash my makeup brushes for like 2-3 weeks, I do notice that I break out a lot. I have to do this, I feel like, more than most people would, but another really important tip if you're breaking out. Also, pillowcases. Make sure you're washing your pillowcases. I wash my pillowcases every week, and I think people should do that. Also, investing in a silk pillowcase is really good. I love the ones from Blissy. My grandma actually got me on those. They're so good, not just for your skin, but for your hair as well. Next, we're gonna get into some lifestyle tips. I won't dwell on this too much because I feel like everyone knows this, but diet, water intake, stress levels, all important. Some things are out of your control, but if you're drinking a lot of water, eating well, your skin's gonna be better. Also, sleep. If I'm not sleeping, my skin sucks. When it comes to diet specifically, some things that have helped me is I don't eat a lot of dairy because I feel like that really causes acne for me. Lots of sugar, which is hard for me to cut out. But if I'm eating or drinking a ton of sugar, my skin is also worse. And then something that's good to implement into your diet is fermented foods, things that are good for your gut health. So that's stuff like kombucha, kefir, sauerkraut is the main thing that I will eat that helps your gut, which is going to help your skin. If I ever feel like I'm run down, gonna get sick in a week, I'll literally just eat a teaspoon of sauerkraut, and most of the time I don't get sick. So that's a random gut health tip for you guys, but it really does work and it also helps your skin. So incorporated fermented foods if you haven't done that already. And that kind of leads me to the next part, which is try to find the root cause for your acne. This is something that I'm still trying to figure out. I've learned that my acne is largely hormonal, which means there's not a lot I can do about it. I do want to get my hormone levels checked and do like a full blood work analysis just to see, but I haven't booked that yet. I'm actually waiting on another referral to see another dermatologist that can hopefully test my hormones, or I could just go to my family doctor because I'm sure he could do that, but I just haven't got around to it yet. But I feel like it's really important to find the root cause of your acne because you can always treat the acne once it's there, but of course it's way better to try and prevent it from coming, which is difficult, I know. That's why I say see a dermatologist, see your doctor, because you can only know so much about your skin and you do need help sometimes. I feel like for women especially, acne is largely tied to hormones and gut health, or just other things that are going on in your body. I find when I'm really stressed, when I'm sick, when my gut health isn't good, when my hormones are all over the place, so when I'm like around my period, that's when my skin struggles the most. So like I said, I'm not a doctor, but that's just what I've noticed. Try finding the root cause of it, and if you have really severe acne, I would say go to a dermatologist or your family doctor and run some blood work, run your hormones, because something else is probably going on. I feel like when you have really persistent, painful acne, your body's trying to tell you something. So that's just my 2 cents. Like I said, everyone's different, so I'm not going to get too much into the health side of things. And then the last note that I had written down was to see a dermatologist if you have severe acne or just serious skin conditions in general. I would also recommend, if you have a bad experience, see another one. I saw 3 dermatologists. The third one was amazing, but the other 2 were terrible. They did not care about me as a person at all. They had terrible bedside manner. They kind of just disregarded my concerns and just wanted to throw medications at me, which is a common issue in the healthcare system. My reasoning is always, if you have an issue, let's figure out the root cause. Let's figure out what's wrong instead of giving you a medication that might fix those, but we don't know what's actually happening. I just hate that. It's kind of like women with birth control. I won't get into that very much, but I feel like a lot of people are just like, go on birth control, it'll solve everything. It doesn't. And I do have experience with this because I've tried a few medications. I'll talk about those because I want to be transparent in this video. So the first thing I went on was birth control. I was on birth control, the pill, when I was 16. My skin was immaculate when I was on the pill. I had porcelain skin. I had no pores, no acne. My skin was beautiful, but it gave me a ton of other issues, so I went off of it. The pill, I know some girls have no issues with it. Some girls have major issues. I was someone who had major issues, but it did suck because my skin was amazing when I was on the pill. Next thing I tried in terms of medication was I went on spironolactone, I think it's called. It's a hormonal medication. That made my acne severely worse. I know it helps a lot of girls. For me, no, it made me severely puffy, which medication kind of always makes me puffy. And that's kind of like the pill as well. The pill made me gain like 30 pounds, which is just absurd. Spironolactone was like that as well. My face was so puffy and it also did nothing. It made my acne bigger and more painful. Also, if you go to a dermatologist and they're trying to put you on antibiotics, I would not recommend that because being on antibiotics long term will destroy your gut health. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just be aware of that. That is not a long-term fix. Next, I want to talk about Accutane. So Accutane does work. I've been on Accutane twice. I'm going to get into the pros of it and the cons of it. So Accutane, when you first go on it, your skin will purge. So what I mean by that is your skin will get worse. All the acne that you have under the surface that hasn't come up yet will come up. Your face will get dry, it'll get irritated, your acne will get worse. Once you get past the purge stage, your skin will get better. Side effects of Accutane are you are going to be so dry. Like, I mean so dry. Your lips are going to crack around your nose. You're going to be super dry. You're also going to be puffy. That's what happened to me. My face was so puffy. I gained weight on it. I think I gained like 10 pounds. Not crazy, but I did just look puffy and like I was holding water, if that makes sense. And then also joint pain. I could not take a high dose of Accutane because my back was so sore, and just joints in general. They also tell you you're not supposed to work out on it, which, like, as if I'm not going to work out for an entire year while I'm taking it, but you are supposed to go gentle. You're also severely sensitive to sun when you're on Accutane, which has gone wrong for a lot of people that I've seen online. I know I had a friend in high school who was on it and she got waxed. Do not get waxed or get burnt on Accutane. It is terrible. So there's a lot of serious side effects with Accutane, but it does help. Both the times I was on Accutane, it did really help me. By the time I finished, my skin was pretty much perfect. However, after about a year, year of being off of it, my skin just went back to how it was before. And since I've learned that my acne is pretty much hormonal, Accutane is not going to solve that long term, and it is hard on your body. It's very hard on your liver. You have to go through blood work every month to make sure it's not hurting other things in your body and you're doing okay. So it is a very severe medication. I would recommend it more for guys than girls, just because I feel like girls have other issues that could be going on. I know my brother and boyfriend were both on Accutane and it healed their skin amazingly, and they've had perfect skin since. So I think for guys it's great, and I know some girls go on it and they never have acne again. That was not my experience. My dermatologist told me 97% of people will never have acne again. I mean, of course I would be that other 3%, but I do not think that statistic is right at all, because there's no way that I'm that far in the minority. But I would say it should be your last option if you're going to see a dermatologist. If they try to throw you on Accutane immediately, be wary of that, because they probably don't really care about you. They should be trying multiple things before they suggest Accutane. That's my spiel on Accutane. It did help me, but not in the long term, and I think there's lots of factors to consider with it. All right, I am tired of talking. I'm also sweating because it's very hot in my room. So that's the end of this video. Those are all the products I wanted to talk about and all my tips and tricks. I hope you guys found this helpful. I've been on such a journey with my skin. I feel like I've learned so much over the years, and I just wanted to say, be kind to yourself. When it comes to acne, just remember that you're not alone. There's so many people going through it. I know in high school I was surrounded by people that had perfect skin while mine was freaking out. Maybe they're struggling with their skin now, or they just didn't have the same experience I did at the same time. But you're never alone. There's always people going through something that you are. And as long as you're taking good care of your skin, acne will go away. It will pass. These are all the things that have helped me. So I hope this video helps you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed until the end, comment down below anything you want. If you have any tips or tricks, comment those down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.